A warrant now shedding new light on what happened when the FBI searched former President Trump's Florida estate. The details revealed from the now unsealed document. Students at 4 more Front Range school districts packing up their school supplies and laying out their outfits ahead of the first day of school. How Denver Public Schools is prepping parents today before their kids start later this month. And Broncos fans, break out that orange and blue. Tonight is the first preseason game. We've got you covered with what you need to know before you head out to Empower Field. Go Broncos, go. We are so excited for this first preseason game. Good morning. Welcome to Denver 7 News. I'm Jessica Crawford.
And I'm Katie LaSalle. Thank you so much for joining us here on Denver 7. Let's start with some of the top stories we're following for you this weekend. The Boulder Roadrunners, they're hosting the 2nd annual Terry Lyker Memorial Mile Fun Run tonight. Lyker was among the 10 killed at the King Superstore in Table Mesa last year. She was a beloved store employee and a Special Olympics competitor in track and field and several other sports. This run starts at 7:30 p.m. at Centaurus High School in Lafayette. It is free and open to friends and family of Lyker. Anyone can show their support and run or walk alongside the athletes.
The Denver Broncos face off against the Dallas Cowboys tonight at Empower Field for their preseason opener. Also returning to the stadium this weekend, the Bustang. For $15, the bus service will offer rides from Denver to Colorado Springs and Fort Collins.
And we've been talking about the Broncos so much, and rightfully so, with their first preseason game, but also college football is underway. The CSU Rams are prepping for their first year under their new head coach.
And the Rams are inviting you to come out and meet the team today. Their Ram Fan Fest is from noon to 2 p.m. and their women's football clinic from 4 to 8 p.m. with an auction, food, and drinks. Proceeds will go to Ram Strength, which provides support to cancer survivors and their nutrition program.
And no matter what you're doing outside this morning, it's mostly clear skies. A little hazy, though, once again over the metro area as we take a live look at a right now quiet Empower Field at Mile High, but it is expected to be bustling and packed later on today. All across the metro area this morning, a lot of sunshine to spare and not a lot of cloud coverage out there. Temperatures right now are in the low 70s. Out to the airport and downtown, winds are nice and calm, but we do have an air quality ozone alert day in effect once again for much of the Front Range, north and east of Fort Collins and Greeley. That stagnant air kind of hanging out. So if you do have any respiratory issues, suffer asthma or lung disease, probably want to limit time outdoors. That quality warning is in effect until at least 4 p.m. So keep yourself, your dogs hydrated for today. It's going to be a hot one later on this afternoon. Expect those daytime highs to return to the 90s. It's going to be low to mid 90s for much of the metro area today. We do have some changes though on the way for tomorrow. But in the meantime, we are talking all things Broncos. And if you're headed out to Empower Field at Mile High later on tonight, you can see as we get into the future cast, chance for a few storms out to our west, but should stay dry here in Denver. And temperatures to kick off will be right around 88 degrees at 7 and upper 70s by 10 p.m.
Now we still got that summer heat going outside, but the fall is right around the corner, and that means it's football season.
And tonight, the Denver Broncos, they kick off with their first preseason game at Empower Field, and Denver 7's Christian Lopez reports from live outside the stadium with a look at how super fans are feeling now that football's back.
Good morning, guys. A lot of excitement for that first preseason game tonight, and I did find one super fan who is here bright and early this morning, and he might look familiar to some of you. This is Orange Vader. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
And are you going to that game tonight?
Oh, yes. I'm pumped up. I'm ready. I'm the first one here, it seems like.
Yeah, very dedicated. And so what are your thoughts about the new quarterback and new owners and new head coach?
Oh, I'm excited for the whole team. I mean, Russell Wilson, we got a new head coach, we got a new owners, we got new fans. So, we're excited for this whole season. I'm just pumped up. We're ready to go. Guarantee this.
What are you looking forward to the most this season?
Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we're ready for, right?
Nice. And you actually started a foundation that helps kids. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's called Orange Vader Future for the Kids Foundation. What we do, we keep kids off the streets, out of gangs, and we put them into sports programs. So football, of course, boxing, soccer, baseball, whatever sport they enjoy playing. So we try to help out the families that way. They don't have that much money and stuff, so we put them into programs. Try to keep them out of the streets.
That's incredible. And I know that there is a cheer that you want to leave us with. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the orange side. Orange and blue, that's what we do. Go Broncos. My high salute.
That was incredible. Thank you so much. That was great.
All right.
I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Go Broncos.
Orange Vader doing good stuff for our community, just like the Broncos. Well, our Denver 7 sports team will be covering everything from start to finish from the pregame show at 5 o'clock tonight. From fans who are tailgating to the highlights from the game, postgame review is at 10 p.m. Don't miss all the action right here on Denver 7.
Denver public school parents have a chance to talk with district leaders today ahead of their first day later on in the month.
What we have heard from folks is, how is their child going to be returning to the first normal school year since the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a key question. And what we've told them is that we're working diligently with the superintendent to ensure that if anything ever needed to change, that our parents would be a key decision maker in that process.
Today's meetings are at 11:45 at Athmar Rec Center and 2 p.m. at Lake Middle School. Parents, students, and neighbors are all invited. The search warrant for former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate has been unsealed. It reveals FBI agents took 27 boxes of government records from the residence. 11 of those included classified documents, some marked as top secret. One of those was marked Top Secret SCI, meaning only a select few government officials with the highest security clearance could see it. Now, this warrant suggests agents were investigating violations to the Espionage Act, including unlawful removal of public records and obstruction of justice by concealing, altering, or destroying records to impede investigation. The former president's team says the documents seized from Mar-a-Lago were declassified.
It's difficult to understand how much hinges on whether these documents were classified or not. The FBI search warrant says one thing, Trump's team says another. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon reached out to a political science expert to find out how something would even be declassified in the first place.
It really is a pretty extraordinary power.
The power to essentially make what was a classified document public. It's something political science professor Josh Dunn says every president has.
Once it's declassified, it essentially means that the government can't keep it a secret anymore.
He says it dates back to a Supreme Court decision from the late 80s.
The way that this case, Navy versus Egan, has been interpreted, there's almost no limitation on the president's authority unless by law, it has been explicitly restricted.
Dunn says the authority to declassify documents only lasts while the president is in office. He also says the decision can be reversed by another president. Plus, there's a category of material that cannot be declassified. He says that includes anything related to nuclear power or weapons.
That's generally how courts have treated it, though, that the president has this very substantial authority and can just kind of wave a magic wand.
The search warrant from the FBI's raid of former President Trump's Florida home says they found classified documents. But in a statement, Trump's team says all of the documents seized were declassified.
If they're classified, they could relate to material that you would rather not have your enemies have access to. And if they're just kind of stored somewhere at a private residence, they aren't very secure.
When asked if it was out of the ordinary for a former president to still have certain documents, Dunn says it comes down to what exactly they were.
It could be very unusual depending on the documents, right? That's the key question. I mean, I think we just have to wait and see what the FBI actually found.
That was Colette Bordelon reporting. The Associated Press reports some of the documents were in a category meant to protect the country's most important secrets. According to court records, the documents could cause exceptionally grave damage to the country if revealed publicly, but it didn't have any more specific details about what they contained. One school district in Northeast Colorado is cracking down on phones at schools. How parents there are clapping back to the new policy.